everyone,
Yes.
to our YouTube with guests. We have Brenda and Bobbi with us today. We love having the guests on. It's been really awesome, and I think our listeners like it as well. So if you are someone that is interested in being a guest on a YouTube with guests, just email me, Heidi, at Athena in Truth, and we will get you added to the list. So let's just first off ask Brenda and Bobbi, do we have your permission to use this on our YouTube channel today?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Awesome. So whoever would like to go first, just go ahead and kick us off with your first
Okay.
question. Bobbi, go ahead.
Good.
Okay, sure. So I was wondering what's happening with me and potentially a lot of other people. I've been consciously creating for years and years and years, like long before 2006 when the movie The Secret came out, and that kind of inspired me and my children to really become creators, like conscious creators in our life. My children were very young, 5 and 7, and myself at the time. And I was creating all kinds of things, and my kids were creating all kinds of things. We were getting into the schools of our choices and flying home first class and doing all kinds of things. And for the last, I don't know, 6 or 7 years, I really haven't been intentionally creating like I know that I can. And I mean, I was way ahead of all my friends and doing all this and teaching people how to do this. And I just wondering what's happened to the inspiration when it comes to knowing that we're here to be creators. What's stopping me from doing this on a day-to-day basis where I can bring in all kinds of wonderful things and be in total alignment with spirit or source?
So what is the quality of the things you are bringing in?
Well, I'm a connector. I'm connecting a lot of people. I unlock people's abilities just by things that flow out of me. I inspire people, but I'm not really creating for myself. I don't know.
So,
Bringing in a lot of stuff, but I
so
don't
what are you being
feel.
shown by the way that you feel in this, what you are determining as a setback or uh, 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 a loss in progress? Let's use that term. Yeah. How does that make you feel to feel as though you have somewhat regressed or lost your enthusiasm or your spark for creation?
Yeah. I don't know. It kind of makes me feel a little hopeless or useless. I mean, I just don't even really know why I'm not. I mean,
Mhm.
it's so odd. It
And
makes
so,
me like when I did create, like I was creating, like I'd go into places and just like with all the stories I'd have to share with everybody, and now I feel like
mm,
I'm not really that person anymore. So
yeah, yeah. Well,
it's
you are
really strange.
what we would call an activator. You are one that derives great pleasure and great satisfaction in allowing others an avenue to follow or to emulate after. Let's use that term. Yeah. And there's a proving energy. There's a little bit of a, I have to be having some evidence of what it is that I am offering to people. I better have my life looking pretty fabulous in order to be a guide to others. Do you understand what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So let's take spirituality because, a lot of people think that spirituality means something different, or that if they are getting a lesson, it won't come through spirituality. Oh, but when spirituality is important to you, the universe loves to use things that are important to you to get your attention, and you have proving energy. You have this thing going on inside of you where you feel as though you have to show everybody or prove to everybody that you are actually practicing what it is that you are preaching. And if you don't do that, then you're not going to be worthy. You're not going to be worth following. Do you understand?
Right.
Yeah. And let's ask you, because you know the old ruse, we're going to go down to childhood lane, growing up in the house that you growed up in. Did you ever feel unworthy? Did you ever feel as though you had to perform, or that if you didn't, that you were somehow going to be looked down upon or not admired?
Absolutely. I don't think I was validated very often, so I
Yeah.
really had to do a lot of that for
So you're
sure.
looking for validation. Look at how the human just gives you exactly what it is that is causing your lack of enthusiasm or your ability to perform in a way that is acceptable or worthy, you see. You are worthy. If you don't do a damn thing, you're worthy. Did you know that? When you put your toes on the carpet in the morning and you get out of bed and you smell your coffee and you have a thought about it, you have created something. You have made something in the way that you have
Right.
experience. And so you have just been shown by the divinity part of you the only way that it could get your attention through something that is very important to you. It's kind of robbing you of your enthusiasm. It's kind of robbing you of your ability to feel worthy, or as though you are worth following, or that you are practicing what you are preaching. Do you understand?
Hmm.
Yes. So you,
And it's actually held me back from even putting myself out there to the world because I don't really do this. I mean, I could talk about all the things I've done in the past because I've got hundreds, if not thousands of like things I consciously created. But
yeah.
now I don't know. I'm not even spending any time, no 68 seconds doing anything like that.
Well, you don't need to do that. If you have set your intent on living life, on feeling life, and allowing yourself, you're not expected to be positive 24/7. And actually, you can be much more of a leader or a spiritual teacher if you show a little bit of vulnerability or the idea of what it is to be human. That you have your days that you are very excited, and then you have your days where you are very not excited or bored to some degree. Yeah. And so the spiritual path is one that is like a roller coaster. It is up and it is down. You probably can recognize that from being on it yourself. Yeah. And the more you are able to accept and surrender wherever you are on that roller coaster, the more connective you become to your source and the more of a leader you become to others. You're not expected to go around doing everything the right way, showing everybody that you are, look at me, I am creating, I am manifesting, I am spending every day for 68 seconds, I think you just said, focused on something. That's not really necessary. What's really
Yeah.
necessary is surrender. What's necessary is to understand that you are a creator based upon how you feel and that you are not regulated in that feeling. If you start to surrender to the way that you feel, if you're not feeling good, but you are aware of it, you recognize it, you allow the divinity force part of you to enter your field and then to move that very quickly out. But what was needing to be shown to you today was this judgmental, this worthiness, this feeling of having to perform or show others that you are actually practicing what you are preaching. You know what's most important is your intent. Would you say you have good intent?
Absolutely.
Yes, you do. Yeah. And so the
Mhm.
universe receives you in intent, and so do others, actually. They are very
Mhm.
capable of picking up on a human's vibratory level as far as intent goes. And you have very good intent. It's very pure. It's very wanting to
Mhm.
serve. It's very caring. And so we would love you to love yourself in your intent. We would love you to love yourself in the feeling that you are intending to be a good guide to others by doing more, by showing more. But that's not really necessary because the intent is there. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, Bobbi. Brenda, did you have a question?
Um, well, I know it's kind of work into a question because it's a something. So, and in regards to everything that you've been sharing, Bobbi, what came up for me honestly right before this and then into this, I'm feeling myself bumping into it internally, the energy of it, because I grew up Catholic, so I don't practice that faith anymore. Um, but what I've noticed is I still bump into the energy field of the beliefs I grew up with and in, and they were traumatizing. Like I remember you were talking about, the days of your youth and what that energy. I remember I was in kindergarten, like one of the first CCD classes I ever went to, being taught about heaven. And then so it's like, oh, okay, so this is the goal. This is what I'm moving forward. And in the next very thing, practically the next words out of the teacher's mouths were hell.
Mhm.
And so it was like, what? So it's almost like, oh, now I know what I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to go and move toward. And then it's like this whip being cracked behind you. Here's what happens if you don't measure up. If you fail, you don't succeed. And it's like, well, I know in my head, this is not who God is. This is not what source is. This is not the love the universe has for me. It's what I marinated in for a very long time. And it took me a long time to step away from the Catholic Church because there was that fear and of hell and damnation that even if I just step away from the Catholic Church because I don't want to be part of this, then I'm damned to hell.
Well,
And so,
were there some good things that you encountered when you were participating in that religion that you would say
yeah.
were admirable?
Oh, yeah, I had
Why
some
are you
very
not bringing any of those
beautiful.
forward?
I feel like partly I feel like there were because I stepped out of that, it's almost like I stepped out of a lot of the good too, because I had some very beautiful spiritual experiences.
Absolutely, you did, and many do. But what we want you to understand is that condemning something or judging something as the wrong thing or not the right thing or the bad thing, you have to understand that when you sent out a signal to the universe in, I don't like that teaching, it received you in that. So in some sense, you should be grateful for that teaching. You should know that that teaching is what has enabled you to be able to receive another teaching that is more satisfying to you at the stage or place that you are at in your life. And without that experience, you wouldn't have that data, would you? You wouldn't have that feeling or that knowing of what that is, would you? You
No,
got
I
the first
wouldn't.
taste or the first dabble in your guidance system. Oh, I hear what they are saying. I know they are older. I know that they are teachers, but I'm not liking it. It's not setting
Yeah.
with me. I feel my guidance system. These are the kind of things that we want you to admire because as you move into any type of a negativity, you are distancing yourself from yourself. Now, we want you to understand that everyone thinks that there's an outside cause for their suffering, but there really isn't. Suffering is caused between you and you. So you have created a universe that does not include hell by experiencing hell. And so when you start dwelling in this space of why did they do that? That's a bad thing. That's a horrible thing to teach a child. You lower your tone and you distance yourself from your universe of which hell is not a part of. So your universe doesn't give a hell, hoot and hell about any of that. All it wants to do is deliver to you what you created, what you want, what you feel good in. Do you understand?
I understand that, but the question that rises up, it feels like I wrestle with, it's like, well, what do I do with all that? And it seems like the logical response would be nothing,
You're
but then
wrestling with yourself. So what's really happening? You're holding on to something that you believe is not good, so you don't feel good as you do it, and you cannot connect to something that feels good. Your universe with no hell in it. That's what feels good to you. You've created a universe. It's yours. Yeah? Everyone
yeah,
is. And then there's
yeah.
the mass, which everyone's adding their universes to. And so you get to choose, you get to decide. When you choose that feeling to condemn and judge and to not like that teaching, which was part of what formed your universe, you separate yourself from yourself. Do you understand?
I do understand that. And I know that I feel
Surrender to
that.
it. You're trying to make it right and wrong. Why did they do that? That's a terrible thing to teach a child. Blah, 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 blah. What good does it do you? Does it feel good to do that? Because if it
No,
doesn't, you're separating. Yeah? Who gives a hell about it? Who cares? Yeah? This is a teaching that you were exposed to that created a belief and a perception in yourself, in your ability to feel yourself in something that was not a truth to you, and then created something of a higher value in your universe. You can have that. You just have to let go of what created it, which was these people that were teaching you something that you did not align to. That's what actually created a better universe for you. Everyone's creating their own for themselves. So when you have a bad feeling, you are denying you. It's you and you. All of the things going on around the outside of you, all of the circumstances, situation, and things that are happening, they've got nothing to do with you. It's either you are going to close in on that universe that you've created by your own personal preference, or you're going to choose something that taught you something and you're going to stay in a lone tone about it and deny the entrance. So here comes the universe. Here it comes. And it comes to you. Oh, there's some judgment. There's some condemnation. There's some anger. There's some resentment. How can it connect to you? How can you expect to connect to the loving source part of you as you condemn and judge what has formed it?
Wow. Mm-hmm.
so can I just say thank you? I see you and now
You see you.
hey,
We're not doing anything. We're talking to you here. This is you talking to you. We're not doing anything. Stop that. Yeah. Do not put us on a pedestal. This is the knowledge and wisdom of you communicating in a way that you can understand it, a way that you can grasp it. Do you understand?
yes.
Yes. That would be the divinity part of you using light language to dissolve or remove some of these condemning, judging thoughts that you were holding. Do you think you're going to change the whole world? Do you think you're going to change the masses into believing that this was a bad teaching? You alone are going to do that? Let me remove that from you right now because you are not able to do it, you see.
Please remove it.
Thank you.
Wow.
Bobbi, do you have another question for Athena?
I do. I've been working through a pattern in my mother's family line. And what it is it's kind of, I don't really even like talking about it, but it's that feeling that when we're interrupted by somebody and we're in the middle of something and we react to them and there's no real pause or breath. And I know it's not just in my family line, because it came up when I had a guest here last week and I called her and she got really angry and I hadn't even done anything. And it's just something that I'd like to clear. And I know it has to do with the same judgment, because I
So
totally got what you
there's
just
an
said.
outside so someone got really angry, and it was with you, but it had nothing to do with you. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, there's this feeling that we interrupt people, and the person that gets interrupted is really triggered when they get interrupted. And it happened. I watched my mom do it, my grandmother, my sister does it with her son, and we've all got different names for it, but I would
What was the
really love
feeling
to
that
take care of
what
this.
what was the feeling that you had when this person became upset with you or angry?
Well, it's ridiculous because I just called her name, you know what I mean? Like, she just took me, she was so offended that I caught her at the wrong
What did you feel
timing.
in her offense? What did it evoke in you?
Well, I wasn't even really frustrated. I was kind of embarrassed that it happens to me. Like, I'm like, oh, you
So,
know?
so you find that that trait so distasteful that it was shameful and embarrassing and humiliated that she would actually see you that way.
Yeah.
So you have a
Because I
strong
do it with my
dislike for
own
something.
children. I do it with my own partner. I like, I want to be able to be interrupted and be happy about it.
Yeah. Well, you have to be happy when others are doing it then, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to lose
I kind
your
of chuckled when I did it to her. When I triggered her, I did laugh because I went, uh-oh.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
But she only came before you because you have that repellation for that energy or not wanting to be moving that way or acting that way. Yeah.
Yes.
So why do you think that people act that way in your family? What do you think causes them to interrupt? It
Well, they're
probably
just
would,
always frustrated. I think the frustration runs really thick in my family.
yeah. And so they maybe feel not heard, not seen, not listened to.
All of those things.
Yes,
That's
yeah,
my number one most awful thing in myself. I don't feel seen, heard, or validated.
absolutely. Yeah. And
That's crazy.
you have a right to feel those things. So rather than disliking your interruptions or others' interruptions, why do you not go to loving what the cause is or what's behind them, which is a feeling of not being seen, not being validated, not being worthy of listening to, not being cared about to some degree, not being loved.
Yes.
Yeah. And so these are all emotions that are already in you. They are things that you felt as a child growing up. You felt very
Yeah.
not seen, not acknowledged, sometimes not
Yeah.
loved. Yeah. And so now I have to move to, if you people could understand, not just you people or anyone that is listening to this recording, that every emotion is here to serve you, that none of them are wrong or bad or distasteful or disgusting as you would deem them. They're trying to protect you. They're trying to cushion you. Let's use that term.
Mhm.
And so, in your feeling of not being received, not being seen, the human vessel starts to be reactive and starts to do things to try to prevent those feelings, those ways uh, uh,
Ah,
of receiving. Do you understand?
yes.
So you're taking care of yourself, aren't you? Oh,
I
don't you
guess
just
I
love
am.
yourself when you interrupt? Can't you just surrender to it? Can't you just understand that you cannot get to connect to a connective, loving, communicative, being seen place by rejecting what created it? So we're back to that again. So you
Yeah.
had this way about you that was in defense, that was in protection, and others have it too in your family because they're all feeling the same way. They all have these emotions. Yeah. And so as
Yeah.
I just surrendered to it and as I see them do it and I think, oh, I put my hand on their back. Yeah, I see why you are doing that. You feel not loved. You feel not seen. You feel not important enough to be listened to. I understand. I got that same affliction. Yeah. And so as I start to surrender to the emotions that I have chosen and that others have chosen as a protective mechanism for themselves, I open myself to the creation, which the universe is painted on your skin. So it knows that you want to be seen, it knows that you want to be loved, and it knows that you want to be listened to and that you want to be valued. So it already did that. It already has that opportunity for you. But does it match the energy of the disgust, distaste, and irritation that you feel by what created it? No. What do you think of
Yeah.
that?
Wow. It's so big. And I've been working on this for so long.
Stop
I feel
working
like
on
I'm
it.
never going to be
Surrender to
done.
the emotions that are felt as though they are valid, as though
Yeah.
you're worthy of feeling them, as though they are there to serve you. Stop trying to change it. Stop condemning, stop judging, and start feeling. I don't feel good right now in the choice that I am making, and therefore I know I'm separating myself from my universe.
Yes. Wow. Thank
That's all
you.
that it means.
Yeah.
We're coming back over
Uh,
this now. What do you have?
My
oh, to Brenda.
Mhm.
Yeah, my question is, seems so ridiculous, but how do I love myself when I'm feeling so like insecure that I
Mhm.
haven't measured up, like a
Yeah,
big boom's gonna come, I don't
yeah,
deserve it,
yeah.
I
Stop
make things
attaching
so
to
hard.
the emotion that you are using as a signal to create in your experience. Claim
Uh,
it in the I am presence. What is the I am presence? I am insecure. I am. I'm using that emotion right now to create security. That's what I'm doing. So I start to be awake in my experience. When I become the emotion and I become a sufferer, I am the human that is stuck in the tool. I'm a human that thinks that I am the human, and I have forgotten about my divinity partner that has created something lovely for me out of what I just sent to it. So I have two ways of creating. I can create unconsciously in suffering. I am insecure. Look at me. It's terrible. That's the human. Yeah. Or I am choosing in my power as a creator to send a signal of insecurity to the universe so that it may create security for me. Do you see the difference?
I do, and what I really see is you say that with such authority and without any fear of, oh my God, if I say I'm insecure, then I'm just going to create more insecurity. Because I'm hearing you informing me that if I claim that feeling that I'm honestly experiencing,
Yes.
that is me sending the message back that comes back to me with
Yes.
that security. And not
Yes.
only that, but that's me embracing the who I am, the me
That's
I
right.
am,
The
the
I
whole.
am presence is I surrender to my free will choice to signal the divine counterpart what I prefer in my experience. I no longer look at emotions as good, bad, right, and wrong. I simply choose the authentic feeling way that I feel, but I do it in awakeness. I do it in awareness. I do it in knowingness. And therefore, I am the one that is creating by that emotion. I am no longer a human that has become the emotion that the universe just keeps reflecting back to, you see.
So that changes the whole free will, that whole it- the wholeness of what that is. That
Yes.
brings a whole new simplicity to it. I mean, for me, that's something I've struggled with for a very long time because often I would know what my will was, but given what I grew up with, I didn't know what God's will was.
You
And
are the God. It's your will.
yeah, so then I don't have to be afraid of free will or the consequence of free will. And I can honestly integrate the wholeness of who I am and be in my integrity, authority, and let the peripheral fears just fall away or take care of themselves.
So, to put creation in a nutshell, you are an experiencer. You have a wide, vast variety of emotions to choose from. Stop determining that they are good, bad, right, or wrong. Pick the one that you authentically feel and do it in awake and awareness that you are creating something you want to feel by choosing it. That That in a nutshell is creation. So now the universe received you immediately, and it starts to descend upon you to vibrationally bring you an experience that's going to feel the way that you want to by what you sent. It knows what you want, in other words. And so as it approaches you, if you are asleep and you are still sending out the same signal, it will back away and send you another mirror that doesn't feel so good. But if you have claimed it in the I am presence, your vibration rises and you become likened to your source, and flow just happens. Do you understand?
I believe so. I have a question that's coming up because I don't know. Is there a difference between claiming I am versus claiming I feel? Like if I claim I am insecure versus claiming I
The
feel
difference comes
insecure.
in how you are feeling. So if you say I am, you made the perfect statement. You said you sound assured, you sound powerful, you sound like you are knowing what you are doing. Now, if I say I feel and I feel, I shrink and I emanate that emotion. Now I know that my tone is lowered, don't I? Now I know by feeling myself that I am not likened to my source. Whenever I am powerful, whenever I'm in all-knowing state, whenever I'm in a confident state, I'm going to feel good, aren't I?
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
That's the guidance system. You're either going to feel like the emotion, crappy, or you're going to feel powerful in the claiming that I'm using this for creation and I don't give a damn what anyone thinks of it.
So, so just to clarify for listeners here, because I know Brenda mentioned I feel versus I am. Are you saying, Athena, that by saying I am angry or I am frustrated versus I feel frustrated or I feel angry, does that create a difference between your
Well, how you
connection?
feel is what creates the difference. If you say, I feel insecure, and you really are shrinking, and you really think that there's an outside cause for your insecurity, and you really think you're deficient, then you will get a mirror from the universe that will represent an insecurity. You won't feel good in your experience, and what will come to you will not be satisfying. But if you say, I am choosing insecurity, I am sending out a feeling right now
Wow.
in insecurity, I'm claiming it as my own because I want security. Now I'm in a different vibrational tone, aren't I?
Oh,
Yes, yep. Hopefully that clears it up for people listening.
wow.
Thank you. I just wanted to also say that it's just comical to me how we forever put together groups that are so like on the same page, even between Brenda and Bobbi, but also myself, because the last few days I was just telling Athena, I was struggling a little bit with frustration or irritation or some of the things that you're mentioning. And so it's never just helpful to the two of you. It's helpful to all the listeners and it's helpful to me and even to Robin sometimes. So thank you. Bobbi, do you have another question that you'd like to ask?
I do. So I think this kind of is part of the other ones now that I'm formulating it. Why then would I be frustrated that my partner needs to know everything? Like the only thing I can kind of bring it back to is like a 4-year-old. You know how 4-year-olds ask why, like, why is this? Why, it's like a constant needing to know. And
Mhm.
I don't, I don't really need to know, and I don't really like to explain myself a lot. So I'm just wondering, how can I manage myself through those little frustrations of feeling like he needs to know and I don't really want
So once
to.
again, you think he's the cause of your frustration, and he's not.
I know this is
He's the
what's so
representation of an
frustrating.
emotion that you already have within you. And we've already touched on some of the frustration that's in your family, people interrupting, people not being seen, all
Yeah.
of these irritating type things that are going on. And so this is just another thing that you don't want to be bothered with or spend time on, let's use that term. Yeah. And so it is to understand that every time I feel frustration and I get irritated with him for making me having felt it, I expand my frustration and he will become more and more of an irritant to me, as will others that will represent that emotion, because I'm using an outside cause for something I have within myself that I'm being notified by him coming into my experience. This is what I am creating with frustration. I have a lot of it. Yeah. And so what you can do is when he stimulates you and you feel frustrated, you can immediately move to gratitude. You could move to appreciation. I'm really glad he irritated me and he frustrated me because now I am awake Now I'm aware of what I'm creating with. I am no longer blaming an outside cause, him. I'm looking within myself, me, for what it is that I have that has created a world that I can have exposure to, that I can actually get, of which frustration is not a part of, where I feel very satisfied in my exchanges and where people are very quick-witted and don't have to ask questions over and over. That's what you've actually created by that. That exists for you. But as you stay in the distaste of it, and as you blame something outside of yourself as being the cause of it, that energy expands, and that's across the board. If one of the practices that we tell people is come out of bed in the morning and put your feet on the floor and say to yourself, there's no outside cause today for how I feel. Because every time that you decide that there's an outside cause for a feeling that you have created with, you are using to create with, you have expanded that negativity. That's what you've actually done. And if you claim it and you remove the person as the cause, I know you've stimulated me, but you are not the cause. You are showing me an emotion that I have. I am claiming it. I know I'm the one feeling it and using it as a signal. That's the difference, you see.
Okay, and then if I'm able to shift that and start to be grateful, turn
Don't
that
try
thing
to.
around,
That's
am
not
I going to stop
necessarily.
attracting that?
That's not necessarily the correct thing to do because the human
Oh,
has free will. What does free will mean to you? Does that mean that you govern it? Does that mean that you tweak it or change it? No. It means that you surrender to what is felt. I don't have
yeah.
any to get rid of it. I don't have any need for anything. I'm just feeling my experience freely and knowing that the universe has received me in that feeling. And so the idea of trying to end something, get rid of something, the regret of something, again, is expanding energy because you have to be free. Free will means you are free to actually choose how you feel, and but do it in knowingness, do it in awakeness.
Ah, that's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. And we'll do one more question with Brenda. Brenda, if you want to go ahead.
Great, thank you. This is what's coming to me because, well, just the talk I was hearing. Um, I know that I've had certain times in my life where I started making changes and, they're good, healthy changes, but my life was starting to look like something I never imagined. And I have to say, I had a fear that I would change so much that like maybe my children would disappear out of my life and I would no longer have connection with them.
Give us
And
an example of what kind of change are you talking about?
okay, well, like I was doing a whole bunch of detox stuff, meeting a whole
Mm.
bunch of different kind of people who were into detox, nature,
Yeah,
yoga.
yeah,
That's not the world my kids live in. I mean, and they're grown kids,
yeah.
but they were younger at the time.
So it is your view that that is a healthy world or a better world?
It was just a different world.
Mhm.
But when I did things of that, like it's like I couldn't even share a meal with my kids
Yeah,
and not,
yeah.
or like go to an event with
So
friends.
when a human has a lot of stress and a lot of worries, if you're a worrier, yeah, then you move to protecting your health. You move to having to eat better, having to exercise more, having to adopt relaxation programs. We're not saying that they're not effective, but they are tools. So you adopt a tool because of an imbalance in your own life. That's what you actually do. Yeah. Because
Okay.
when you are connected to the source part of you and you have the full flow of the divine coming in, you are vibrant, you are healthy, you are passionate, you are natural health and good health is just a given. It's a natural thing that comes to you through that flow. But if you are experiencing life in fear, if you are experiencing life in worry, in angst, then that energy will start to alert you of an imbalance that you are creating both chemically and physically within your body. And then you will move to outside means in order to correct it. Because what's really going on is in your fear, in your worry, you're denying light force energy. So you're denying the full flow of the divine coming into each one of your energy centers. So you are using a practice, a tool, diet, yoga, an exercise, whatever it is, to make yourself feel better. We're not necessarily against that because when you feel better, guess what? You are better. Things start to feel better to you, then the universe starts to yield on those feelings. But once again, the power behind the tool is you. It is your agreement that if I do this eating, if I do this type of exercise, if I do this deprivation, now I will be in balance and now I will be healthy. And you agree to health and therefore you open yourself to it, you see.
I, s- I see that part. What I'm not seeing is I think my fear was that I'm being so different than what I used to be. What will I have in common with what I love about my past? And I don't, and it is my present, it's my family. And it was a fear of not being able to integrate.
Yeah.
Does that
Well,
make,
why can't you just do what you enjoy doing with no expectation or infringement on what they're doing?
I suppose it would be too easy
So there
or
was a perception or a belief within you that you were actually doing something that was better than they were. Better for you, better for them, better for everyone.
I kind of just felt it was different. And that because it was so different, I couldn't be included or
How
I
did you
couldn't,
feel when you were doing it in being different?
I felt like a person who was living on the outside looking in.
Well, there's
And
your representation. So if we were to go back into your childhood and you were living life, did you feel sometimes like you were on the outside looking in, you didn't fit in, you weren't accepted or included?
yeah, I felt like I had to be different than everybody else.
Yeah. So the
Again,
universe would then provide you with an opportunity, wouldn't it? Where you could feel that again. It's not about the diet. It's not about the yoga. And it's not about whether your family adopts it or doesn't adopt it. It's about you. You're thinking it's about something outside of yourself. Oh, I'm doing something different and now they're going to be different. That doesn't have anything to do with it. We told you that the way you feel is only between you and you. It has nothing to do with your family. It has something to do with showing you that you felt ostracized, left out, and therefore you adopted a practice that your family reflected that back to you. That's all that happened. It's not about the practice. It's got
you
nothing
make
to
it,
do with it.
yeah, you make it seem so easy, but in you, you beyond
So we make it
anybody else.
harder. Would that be better?
No,
Would you
no,
say
they
that
already
maybe
make things
1 in 1,000
super hard.
of you will be able to do this and the rest of you will not? Would you like that better?
I didn't hear the first part of that, but
Would you like us to tell you that you're one of the ones that are not going to be able to do things better?
no, of course not.
What we want you to get out of anything today, anyone listening to this, is that you are part of a reflective, individual, sovereign universe that you are creating individually by yourself. Quit using your family's rejection as a cause for how you were eating and doing yoga and something different because you already had that in you. You already had that abandonment feeling. You already had that I don't fit in feeling. You already had that, but you weren't healing that. So the universe brought you this opportunity, didn't it?
It did.
It did. Oh, don't you just love it? Don't you love the idea that the universe loves you that much, that it wants to deliver your universe to you that much, that it will go to that kind of extent, that it'll actually create different eating, different activities, and have you feel the rejection of your family, which you already have in you?
Yes. I
Yeah,
mean, that's profound.
it is profound. We're glad you think so. What's what's so why does that have to be hard?
Well, what you point out to me better than anyone, more so, is the reflection of how I'm doing it all,
You are
where
doing it all.
some of these things just seem so left field that as
There's no outside
normal,
cause. There's
that,
just you.
yeah, that it's like it's so far apart. It's like, what? I was doing that way? Oh, I never would have thought that. I never would have seen that.
So the real key to slip into the door is to recognize how you feel and know that something's being revealed to you about the way that you're creating. Yeah.
Yes.
There's nothing true outside of yourself in suffering. A lot of people think suffering is inevitable. It's not. They're creating it themselves. They're creating separation from themselves. No one's doing it. There's no cause.
Except me.
Yeah. But you got to
I
love
am
that.
the
Don't move to
cause.
condemning and judging because that will separate you. You have to move to surrender. This is why we tell people, let's get a little napkin going here. Yeah, this is a flag. Yeah, get one of these. I just had a stinky feeling in the way that something made me feel. I felt as though I was going to be shunned from my family, not included. I'm claiming that now as my own. I'm recognizing I have that wound within me, this eating habit and this yoga practice that I took up that I thought was the cause that I had to get out of and quit because if I didn't, my family was going to abandon me. You're going to get abandoned everywhere you go with that energy. It has nothing to do with yoga and your diet. You see, yeah. We're glad you have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
It's helpful.
Well,
Yeah.
thank,
So I just start integrating myself as to abandoning myself. That's the key.
Just surrender
Right.
to everything.
Surrender to everything.
Just allow yourself, both of you, everyone listening.
I like the white flag.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's actually a piece of toilet paper, but we'll call it. Robin has a little bit of a cold. But really what we want to do is we have come to make this simpler. We have come to eliminate some of the dogma that has been taught. I must do this. I must stop that. I must have this practice. That's not what it's about. You already are a God. You already have a connective source attached to you. Every moment that you're feeling, you're either connecting and moving closer to it or moving away from it. You don't need us or anyone else to connect to it. You just need to feel yourself and allow yourself your feelings. And you will immediately, when you feel good, when you are awake, and you are consciously aware of what it is that you are thinking and feeling, you are connective. You are that awakeness, that awareness, that is the divinity aspect of you. That's the piece of you that everybody's saying, how can I get more connected? We say, feel yourself authentically and claim it, and you will be connected to your source.
Wow.
Right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you both, Brenda and Bobbi, for joining us today. If you liked this video, please like us on YouTube. And again, if you want to be a guest, email me, Heidi@athenaintruth.com.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you, everyone.
Heidi, maybe mention
Thank
our
you.
upcoming courses that we have.
Oh, yes, yes. So we have Kundalini activation that's full on April 17th, but we have openings May 15th and June 12th. If you want to go to the website, athenaintruth.com, you'll find that under the Kundalini activations. And there also are downloadable courses on there as well, if that's of interest to
And I have
anyone.
another website now too. It's called Athena Universe. There's a lot more in-depth writings on there and regular verbal recordings. Also I have my book, Choose Your Universe. If you're interested in knowing more about Athena and the group that I channel, that's a very good book to pick up. So thank you all so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.